Hi, hello, greetings, hi. So basically, this all began the other week when I was attempting to draw this drawing of this girl with red hair, right? So initially, I was really inspired to draw this drawing, and I got relatively far into the piece. I was at the color blocking stage. Now, tried to make a conscious effort with this drawing to not do my usual thing of obsessing over the details, trying to ensure all the line art is perfect. So I tried doing that and I ended up hating it, and I was so annoyed by my art that I wanted to just delete it and never look at it again. So I'm like, oh shoot, what do I do now? Because I can't go a week without not uploading an art piece. My brain couldn't handle that. Well, specifically my OCD brain, where everything in my life is regimented and I have it planned out and I have to do this by this day, I have to do this by that time, and yada yada yada. My brain was yapping on away and catastrophizing the situation, and I started panicking, and I'm like, I guess my brain just sort of dipped out, and it's like, no, I refuse to do this drawing any longer. I hate it so much, I don't want to look at it ever again. So I really wanted to try something different. And if you know me, that's like insanity, because I am very much a creature of habit, and everything I do every day is pretty much the same thing as it's been for the past 10 or so years. And this comes back to my style, where I like everything to be the same, nice and cohesive, and then I have the added pressure of having an online audience. You know, I have a couple people following me online, so I feel a pressure to maintain a sort of image and look in my artwork, so I couldn't possibly change my style. That would be horrific. Everyone would end up unfollowing me and not liking my art anymore. So I tried to just, put it out and continue on with this art piece, but it just was not working. It was not turning out. I was dreading drawing it. I was not enjoying it at all. I was doing other things because I did not want to do it. And if you know me, I have like 50 million other hobbies. Specifically, I make music and I also do acting, so I was tending to that instead. And then I started panicking. I'm like, am I starting to not like art anymore? And then I'm like, oh my god, I can't. No, this is my main thing. I can't just give up on this. So I kept trying to finish this, and as I said, it was just failing. So I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I try just starting another art piece, and it just wasn't working because I can't do art quickly. It's just not a trait of mine. I've never been fast at completing artwork. Recently, I've been, not even recently, the past couple of years, I've been trying to complete one of my pieces at least once a week, and these are highly polished pieces because I try and make them as perfect as possible. But I guess something just snapped at me. My mind was craving a different approach. So I wanted to try. I was really inspired by these artists who use MS Paint. So I tried doing that myself, and if you might have seen a video I made a couple months ago of me using MS Paint to try and draw something, and I mean, it turned out fine, but it's nothing compared to the artists that I follow that use it regularly, that make these super beautiful aesthetic images drawn in MS Paint. So I tried using my computer and it just sucks. It's so janky on my computer. It's like lagging. I can't use the drawing pad correctly. It just doesn't work. So I tried. I paid $5 for this MS Paint app on my iPad, and I don't even know, it came up with this error unironically saying like some kind of glitch. I can't remember what it said, but basically I couldn't continue using that. And I was so adamant about drawing in MS Paint that I was considering like buying a new drawing tablet despite MS Paint not working. I know it would be far too much of a jump from me using 50 million layers on my, not even joking, 50 million layers on my artwork to then using none on MS Paint. It just wasn't gonna work, and also barely being able to zoom in on my artwork on Paint. Just unrealistic goal of mine. So I did the next best thing, which was using Procreate, and I went online trying to find MS Paint brushes for Procreate. Obviously, Procreate and MS Paint are vastly different programs, But I found a program that sort of I found some brushes that sort of emulate the paint tool on MS Paint. I just started doodling with it, and somehow I ended up with a result that I actually liked, and that people also seem to like as well. And I was sweating, guys. I was sweating profusely when I posted it because I was just nervous what people were gonna say. I feel like the end product doesn't look that much different from I feel like it's still, you can tell that I did it. So that was the main thing I was worried about, that it was going to be so different that people wouldn't know it's me drawing it. But somehow it worked, and I really enjoyed the experience because I didn't use a sketch. It didn't take me nearly as long. It didn't take me several days to do it. It took me 2 days, which for me is incredibly fast. Anything under 20 hours is fast for me for a complete drawing. So I was really happy with it. I was excited. I was feeling it. And from then on, I've just been experimenting with this style after getting over that initial fear. And it's just my whole mindset has sort of changed surrounding my art and creative pursuits, because I stopped treating it as a business a couple months ago because I don't know, I started getting this disgusting feeling where I made my main passion into this business where I was just this slave to the algorithm. And I don't know, it made my art feel soulless. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed streaming like every day. I enjoyed, uploading every 2 days, making sure I'm appeasing the algorithm. And I still do that sometimes. I haven't streamed in a while just because I sort of fell out of love with streaming. And now I'm just treating it as something that I like doing. I've sort of gotten over that I want to make it my job that I can live off of, because it's just too much pressure on myself. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I want to be able to not go insane because I'm not getting the right numbers on my social medias, right? I'm actually gonna save this for another video, because I feel like I have a lot to say on this topic, because I hear some successful YouTubers, social media people that, not the ones specifically in the art niche, to be fair. A lot of art niche people aren't as arrogant, I guess, in terms of giving advice to their viewers and irresponsibly putting out their opinions, where they say it's not advice, but when you have that much influence, you're inevitably going to influence people whether you like it or not. And I feel like they know that, but they don't want to admit it. But yeah, anyways, this has been teyoid yapping away. I will see you around like a turkey whistle.